I gave a compliment to someone the other day, and they had worked really hard on a project. And when I gave the compliment, they was like, well, I can take that from you, Emily, because I guess he said, I respect you or something like that. He said, but taking compliments, and he couldn't do it from everybody. So I said, I think I did a video on that, and I was trying to find one that I did on that topic and I couldn't. So I'm going to elaborate on that topic when I get home in the video, because, and I wanted to send him and to let him know that everyone that gives you a compliment does not have an ulterior motive, does not have jealousy tendencies behind it, does not have competitiveness behind it. And it's point blank, I'm finding more of a thing where if you feel good walking away from the person after talking to the person and sharing some things that just sharing some things that you have done, and you trust them to give you constructive criticism, you feel good about their compliments that they give you, and they explain why they're giving you compliments, is different than getting up, walking away, and feeling something felt pretty yucky about that, I'm gonna explain it, but that's what it boils down to. When you walk away and you feel good, or you walk away and you feel like yucky. And actually doing the research on this one, there were actually many different topics or titles behind poisonous compliments, which they call poisonous praise. It was quite interesting. So here we go. Okay, this here I'm going to do a video about, the title will be Poisonous Praise, and start out by a definition of what is poisonous praise. Also known as toxic positivity, refers to insincere or excessive compliments that can have negative effects on a individual's self-esteem and well-being. It often involves praise that is not genuine or lack constructive feedback, leading the recipient to feel invalidated or misunderstood. So here I have some ways of how to respond when you feel as though you're receiving poisonous praise. Excessive compliments that make you feel like negative, not good. That's hurting your self-esteem. Number one way to respond is recognize the intent and how it makes you feel personally. Don't ignore that. Number two would be set boundaries, like politely communicating your feelings and how you stand up to this type of feedback that is not helpful or meaningful towards you personally. Number three, seek constructive feedback from those you genuinely trust and feel good about yourself when you walk away from them. The next one would be focus on self-awareness, to know the difference between genuine praise and toxic positivity. If you feel icky when walking away, believe your instincts and your gut feelings of whether it was a authentic interaction or not. Don't ignore how you feel within yourself. The last one here will be educate others, as they might not be aware of what they are doing. Only if you feel comfortable in doing so. Like, if you can express to them, if they're the type of people that you feel comfortable expressing, I don't feel comfortable with the way you are complimenting me because it makes me feel blah, blah, blah. Or by you saying this or that, it makes me feel this way or that way, or I'm thinking this way because of you said this that way. You know what I'm saying? So here are some real life examples to think about when dealing with those that give those excessive compliments. And so one would be, like, say, for example, if you're finishing a project and the responses you get is how much money you going to be making, after you finish that product, and they just focused on the money, money, money part rather than how much time you have spent on the project to complete that project. It took a lot of time and effort, but they're not going to tell you that, and talk about that part of it. They just want to hear about the money, money, money part and talk about the money part. Another one would be overemphasis on appearance. Constantly praising someone solely based on their physical appearance can lead to a skewed sense of self-worth and prioritize superficial qualities over inner qualities. For example, repeatedly telling someone they are quote unquote perfect because of their looks can create pressure to maintain that appearance and overlook other aspects of their identity. Like they're more than just a look that you're calling perfect. The next one is unrealistic expectations. Praising someone for always being the best or achieving perfection can set unrealistic standards that are impossible to maintain. For instance, telling a student they are the smartest in the class every time may create anxiety about living up to that expectation and fear of failure. I wanted to elaborate on that one. But not right now, I guess, because it would require too much brain cell thinking coming out about that, especially in the workplace environment. So the next one would be ignoring effort and growth. So focusing only on the end result and not acknowledging the effort or progress made can undermine the value of hard work and perseverance. For instance, praising an employee for completing a project successfully without recognizing the challenges they overcame along the way may diminish their sense of accomplishment. The next one is conditional praise. Offering praise only when certain conditions are met can make individuals feel like their worth is tied to meeting expectations. For example, praising a friend only when they agree with you or do what you want them to do. Reinforce a transactional relationship rather than a genuine support. The next one is comparative praise. There are so many different praises. Woo! Comparative praise. Constantly comparing someone to others while giving praise can breed jealousy, insecurity, and competitiveness. For instance, saying, "You're so much better than your sibling or friend or colleague," may create tension in relationships and foster a unhealthy sense of superiority. The next one will be gaslighting praise. Using praise as a manipulative tactic to invalidate someone's feelings or experience is a form of gaslighting. For example, dismissing someone's concerns by saying, quote, "You're just being too sensitive," unquote, under the disguise of praise can be emotionally damaging. The next one is praise without authenticity. Empty compliments of insincere praise that lacks genuine emotion or meaning can come across as patronizing or disingenuous. For instance, saying, quote, good job, unquote, without specific feedback or context may feel hollow and fail to provide meaningful encouragement. In conclusion, while praise is generally seen as positive reinforcement, it is essential to be mindful how it is delivered to avoid unintentionally causing harm or perpetrating negative behaviors. Some things you can further research. Looking at this topic, if interested, is by looking at sources such as Psychology Today, the Harvard Business Review, or the American Psychological Association. And so that's it for now, as just looking at when you say people are praising me too much, they constantly giving me compliments, something feels off about this. And that's just a couple of pointers I just wanted to point out on that.